Mrs. Danielle Nicole, I must say, Schneebel.
Yes.
It's a Dutch name. No?
I've been told it's German-French
Yes.
or French-German.
For us, it's German Schneebel. Schnee is
The snow.
snow. Yeah.
We were told that it means snow bells.
Yeah.
For the Belen, there used to be 2 L's in it.
Hello, how are you after all these troubles to come to OSPEL?
Oh, I'm really excited to be here. It's we had some definitely complicated travel to get here, but this is such a special festival that I was just really hoping to make it. I'm getting chills just talking about it.
So you knew the festival?
Yes, I
you
played
know
here.
because it's the first one in Holland, but it's the biggest one.
This one, we played back in 2016.
Oh, great.
So right when I had first gone solo and Trampled Underfoot had disbanded, I was asked to come play the festival, and I mean, it changed my world. This isn't like all other festivals.
For every interview, I do a lot of Googling. I go on internet, Danielle Nicole. I try to find out who is the woman in front of me. What I found is you're a singer-songwriter, bass player. It's your only instrument? Bass?
Well, I play a little bit of 6-string. I actually compose a lot of my songs on 6-string.
They always say the bass is easier.
I think the bass is harder.
You need lesser notes.
But it's more important because you can't stop. Like, you know, when a guitarist is playing rhythm and they can stop and they can start singing.
In the band.
The bass may not stop.
Today in the band of Amy Helm, the bass player, perfect.
Oh,
He was great.
that's wonderful.
He took
That means
over-
he played everything he needed
took over the
to.
melody. Funky melody, oh great. But
But he's telling the story, and that's a good bass player right there.
You're from Kansas City?
Originally Richhill, Missouri, small, tiny little town south of Kansas City.
Did that influence you being a musician, or do you say it's a musical city environment?
No, definitely not. No,
Oh.
Richhill, Missouri was not. Kansas City was huge, rich music scene, but I was heavily influenced by my parents because they were musicians. We come from a long line of musicians on everything.
You're saying that you were a bit destined to become a musician because of your
Oh yes, absolutely.
environment, your family?
Yeah, it was the environment, definitely not the city. You know, Richhill was a mining town a long time ago, and it dried up, and I mean, everybody left, so it was very small. And so when we moved up to Kansas City, there was a very rich history of music there.
The jazz history.
Huge jazz. Yes, sir.
Is there enough place for blues in Kansas City?
There's a place for
I
it.
find that you're more blues-minded. I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
Blues, rock, minded blues.
there's a very, obviously the heritage and the legacy of Kansas City is a rich, it's where, you know, swing and blues, swing and jazz kind of made that's where the swing was born in the Midwest. And so there was always a huge heavy influence in the city of Kansas City, you know, and once we got up there, you know, there's long line of musicians and a lot of deep, rich blues history as well that a lot of people didn't really know because it was so known for jazz that it kind of got lost in the mix for the blues. But I mean, we had some really great blues.
Because what I can see on your left arm,
Yeah.
Etta, Aretha, Coco, you must be a bluesman. Women.
Grit,
Yeah.
grace, and truth. Those are my staples.
What I must say, her mother, Liza Spetterland, she loved also music.
Yes, Mama Lisa is what they call her.
Not only her mother, as Fred already said, your brothers.
Yes.
You work together in a band with your 2 brothers.
I was, yeah, for a very, very long time.
Trampled underfoot.
Yeah.
Trampled onder, we can say it in Dutch, onder de voeten. You were, I must explain the name, you were...
Stomped on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, we thought it was a really, we just thought it was a really fitting name for us.
Yeah.
And we loved Led Zeppelin. We grew up listening to Led Zeppelin, and we loved the song Trampled Underfoot. And when we thought about it, we were like, well, there's three of us. We can go TUF, and we put it into 3 words. But it's also, you know, we did not grow up super privileged, and so we felt like it was fitting for our hearts as well.
That was, I want to ask you, why did you stop with the band? It stopped so, it finished.
It did. We disbanded right before we made it big.
Yeah, because in 2015, it was the start of your solo career.
It was, yeah. It was, you know, the thing is growing up the way we did. I joke now, but I was like, we maybe should have gotten therapy instead of starting a band.
You said
but no, we disbanded. Yeah, it got to an unhealthy place.
Yeah, you said to your 2 brothers, they called Nick and Chris.
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't say anything.
No, not at all.
But I mean, I called my own name.
Well, yeah, it was actually Chris, my drummer, the drummer of the band, or my brother. I'm sorry, the jet lag is. Yeah, it was Chris that walked away first.
Yeah.
And Nick and I, we both had kids, and we were like, well, we can't just take a year off. You know, we can't just stop playing. And so we finished out 2014. To do a tour of the songs that Nick and I had written over the years, and 2015 I went full force.
Was it
Danielle Nicole.
Was it difficult for you to start on your own solo?
Oh, it was incredibly difficult. I mean, I traveled the world with my 2 older brothers,
and then you
playing
were
music. And then it was like we had, you know, we delegated, and so everybody had jobs in the band. And so, you know, when you go from being in a band to fronting a band, that is a whole nother world, because you are taking care of everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. And so it wasn't only a huge learning experience, but I didn't have my support, my brothers, you know. So it was you know, just like with starting any new passion, there's a big learning curve. And so there were some years of mistakes, but there were a lot, you know, I learned so much.
Yeah.
And to look back and see where we are now is like, from when we played this in 2016 to being here now, I'm like, wow, it's a whole other world.
It was
in a good way.
In the same year, 2015, your first album, all of them, and then, like you say, you grow. You got a lot of awards, recognitions. Is that important for you?
I feel disingenuous to say no. I don't do it for recognition. But it is really, there's a satisfaction that your peers and people that you look up to are like, good job, like you're on the right path, getting that nudge.
That's more important.
Yeah, it is. It means a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I play music, I write music, I travel 24 hours one way to a 75-minute set because I love music and I love the connection with the people, you know. But I would never say no to recognition from peers.
So we must forget that you were inducted into the Canada South Blues Society Hall of Fame and the Grammy Award in contemporary blues. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I've been. I've had the wonderful honor. I'm in the South Canadian Blues Hall of Fame. My brothers and I are in the Kansas Music Hall of Fame, and my previous record, Cry No More, got a Grammy nomination. So it's, you know, I wear it and accept it with honors. You know.
That's what I found on Googling internet. Must I add more items to your to who you are? No. Did I forget something?
Well, not to toot my horn, but I was the first woman ever nominated as Bass Player of the Year for the Blues Music Awards.
Ready?
Which is huge. And I was the first female nominated back 2012. No, 14, because that was when Badlands had come out. And I didn't even know it at the time. When I had been nominated, someone came up to me, and it was another woman, and she was like, I don't know if you know, but I did some research, and you're the first woman to ever be nominated in the category of bass. And that I was like, what? What? I wasn't surprised, but I was surprised that it was me.
So,
you know what I mean? At the same
yes,
time.
but I can hear that the awards are a bit important.
Just to be, it's a man's world. So, especially as a bass player or a drummer, those are consistently viewed as men's instruments, or harmonica or horn,
But not for a bass player.
For a bass player.
That's not an everyday thing.
Not at all. It took over 30 years, and there's still a long way to go, but they've really stepped up their game in recognizing women. And it's not, like I said, it's not about awards, but it is about recognition and just recognizing that women contribute very much, just as much as men do, to the music, and we can lay it down just
like Coco, Rita, and Etta. A part of your job of being a musician is going to a studio, your songwriting, translating in albums, releases. Your first one of them, but your last one, not your latest one, The Love You Bleed.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a big difference between the first and the latest one?
There's a lot.
I think the first one is about pain, an album not with happy songs.
No. Historically, I've always latched on to the sad songs. And, I don't know if part of that is romanticizing the chaos of my childhood or, whatever psychosomatic stuff, but I think I just related to it because it's really raw and it's real honest. But I was also in very, chaos is the only way that I can describe it, of the situations in my life. And with the album, The Love You Bleed, I wrote most of this prior to COVID.
It's about love, it's about desire, and
it's about relationships. It's really, it's about relationships, but finding the happiness in the relationships as well. And there's also, just like make love and walk on by. You have to, we're in such a world now, you have to try to be happy. You have to make it a point to latch on to what is good.
You needed that change in style or in...
I needed it personally, but I didn't look for it. I fell in love with my husband. And so, I wrote half of the songs about falling in love, and then also about half of the songs of old relationships as well, of songs that I had previously started. And this record was written prior to the shutdown. It was written prior to Chris getting cancer and passing away. So there's definitely a lot of love and a lot of hope and a lot of uplift intentionally.
I give you some free promotion time.
Okay.
Yeah. Give us 3 reasons why we should buy the album.
Why you should buy the album? Okay, first of all, because it was recorded to tape, and it's the way that music was supposed to be recorded. Number 2, it's honest, original music. And number 3, because we love what we do and we just want to connect.
Great. You're now in Oslo, but you're not alone today. Who is with you on the scene, on the station now?
On stage with me?
Yeah.
Oh, my band.
Yeah, your band.
My band.
There
Oh,
were all the people.
the band. We have a huge band of 3 people, including myself. We have Go-Go Ray on the drums, and he's a world-renowned drummer. He's been with us for a little over 2 years now, and he's on the album as well. But we were really leaning into our sound now. And then Brandon Miller is on guitar. He's founding member of the Danielle Nicole band as well. Has a little more hair. Everybody asks him, when did you join the band? He's like, I've been here the whole time. But if you look up the show from 2016, there's a lot less. But no, Brandon Miller is on guitar and vocals, and Go-Go Ray is on drums.
And you have already the set list written down?
Oh, I made it yesterday. I never do it.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
You had all the time.
I have like half an hour before the show. They're like, "Hey, Dee, where's the set list?" You know, but this one, I was like, no. I sat down and I made it so that we have stuff from the early. We have the new stuff and everything in between. We're gonna shove it all in.
There is a new album coming on. You're working on new ideas, new songs.
The one just came out in January.
Yeah, but you must always be. You have ideas.
You are 100% correct.
A songwriter.
Yes, no,
I don't know the process, but when you're a songwriter and you have an idea, or you write it down, or you take your mobile and you sing.
Oh, always. I have so many voice notes and just ideas jotted down. Anytime, you know, I'm fortunate to be in a land of technology where you see something, you think of something, you can just jot it right down.
Sorry for the question. Take your time.
It's okay.
We waited till.
Am I talking too much? I'm sorry.
25. Yeah?
No. It will not be another 6 years, I'll tell you that.
To give you not only promotion time, but also time to.
I gotta make it for we've got songs in the can. We are always writing, so we'll be heading into the studio in the fall, in between tours.
Let's finish with some general questions.
Okay.
General, not the man from the army, but general questions. Do you have also time for not being a musician? What's your typical day when you're not performing or busy with writing, thinking about music?
When we're not touring or booking, or I don't do the booking, but
you
we're
go to a park to have a walk or sitting on drinking a coffee or
no,
something?
I'm a mom of 2 children.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I have a 13-year-old and one's about to be 9. I have 2 boys. So I'm a mama when I'm home.
Then you go with your children to the park.
Yeah, no, we take them to the park. We have baseball, we have martial arts. What has always been important to me is being able to balance that life and being able to not only follow my dreams, but be an involved mother and a parent and know that there's nothing more important than my children. And if they have an issue, I'll be on the first plane out of Amsterdam to get home, you know. So when I'm home, I am mom. And so we tour about half the year, and then they're with their father half the year. And so it is an immense amount of work to make it work. But you know, as a mother and as a woman, I still have the right to be able to follow my dreams and have a fruitful life. And still, it is a ton of work to do, but it is possible.
Do you still have dreams that you want? I call it always, do you still have open items on your bucket list that you say there are still things that I once want to do?
Oh, there are so many things that I want to do. You know, it's I'm really fortunate that being a musician, we get to travel, because I've always loved not just being out in nature, but I just want to see the entire world, you know, and getting to play music and connect with people on a very intimate level that a lot of people don't get to is very special to be able to do that. So traveling has always been very, very important to me. One thing I don't get to do so much that I would like to is have my own garden.
Yeah.
Like vegetables and stuff. I have a lot of plants because they can kind of take care of themselves a little bit. I would love to just be a full-on nature girl, I guess.
I have a last question.
That's my
I have a last question.
Okay.
Do you think that the music, that being a musician, has changed you? That you're another person by being a musician?
Oh, absolutely.
In
Music, I mean,
in which way or why or how?
if you really allow music in, to have the strength to be that vulnerable is not easy. And to just openly give every bit of yourself, regardless of what is coming back. That's what music does for me, whether I'm listening to it, playing it, writing it, you know. So if you can be strong and humble enough to accept it, then it can change anybody's world. But you gotta give your heart, you gotta really open your heart. And it's hard in these days. I don't know so much, but in the States, we have very hardened heart. And I don't know if that was necessarily COVID or just how crazy everything is. But it's tender moments are seldom in your days. And I think music really makes those moments more frequent.
Okay, the last verse of my Mrs. Danielle Nicole. I thank you a lot. That were my questions. Take care of Coco. Take care of Rita. And take care of Etta. And have a great show tonight.
I appreciate
Thank you a lot.
that. Thank you so much, Eric.